Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. If you're new here, special welcome, of course. Come on in, grab a seat by the fire, set your energy and intention to receive the highest message that you can pull from the symbols that are about to be discussed. This is the Daily Dharma. My name is Dina. I hope you don't mind my little messy pole barn ambiance here. The fire is amazing this time of year. Let's get into your reading. We have the first card popping out. All the decks that I use will be listed down in the description box below. Under the deck we have the ring. Let's see, that's 57, the ring, I believe. 57, I'm not the best at the Roman numerals. It's interesting how I'm getting off of that immediately, the Ouroboros snake entwining itself, and I'm seeing an eyeball in the middle of the ring. So to me, it almost looks like a portal. For some, almost like what are they calling that? The Kali Yuga, where we're pushing through the birthing process of a new consciousness, I believe. Maybe you follow that. Underneath the popper, rather, is the vessel, the sacred temple of the body itself, here depicting the feminine. That's probably going to come up here. And to me, it almost is giving the idea of being birthed into darkness, seeing the light at the opposite end of the tunnel, coming through this portal. It's also giving a feeling of the feminine is covering up the body, some sense of extra humility, which always to me harkens back to the word humiliation. So there's some type of reservation to being in the spotlight or to being scrutinized here. In fact, while that falls over here, let's go ahead and put this one here, the vessel. All right, let's see your energy here with the Sacred Geometry Oracles activation deck. There we go. There's one. 33, Miracle. I do like the words on the bottom of these. I enjoy reading them for you. The frequency of miracles supports our belief in ourselves as a part of Source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. Now, to me, I do want to hold these up together here. The ring and the miracle. Check out and take in the colors. If you can zoom in with your phone, that might help as well. I'm seeing quite a bit of fiery energy and that violet flame energy as clearing away something with the third eye. Under the deck, we have Delight. It seems that there's a change in circumstance by you being able to, I'm hearing, get over things that used to irritate or annoy. You're being able to see through those in the moment and pushing through a new perspective, whether that comes through in your life as forgiveness, tolerance, acceptance of circumstance. Something is changing by you feeling better or taking a higher perspective here. Let's see what's behind here. We've got 23, dynamic. That's 3 threes on the board there. And dynamics, it can be the way that you interact with other people, the way and energy that comes through the relationships that you're building into your life, the way other people are responding to what you're putting out there, and the resulting interplay between you guys. That's a dynamic, right? I'm aware I say the word right a lot. Working on it. Next, we have 26, empowerment. Being able to change the circumstance here. I'm hearing again. It's creating some type of graduation that is enabling you to push through a new level of self-empowerment, attainment of goals, attainment of some kind of level in the relationships in your life. Some big happy changes are creating more stability in your life as well. The dynamics of others are improving too, I'm hearing. So if you've been surrounded by a few people who have been in lower vibrational energies, or maybe you have, this is somehow there's a breakthrough. Like the sun, I almost mentioned the weather in the beginning here, and it seemed like extraneous, but I'm seeing that as this sun breaking through the clouds is happening sort of here today, breaking through into spring-like weather in early February at the Imbolc season is it's a little bit early, and our flowers are waking up. This may be coming into the reading here. What's throwing itself? Okay. I said fruits and flowers, kind of vegetation, spring-like energy here. This is number 40, second house in our resources. So I believe I said something about that already. It's almost like this ring is now speaking on multiple levels, where it's this change in perspective, which is this portal, this graduation point, calling more attention to the self, nurturing the self in such a way. There's this change of circumstances and greater stability that's coming through your resources. Your abilities also to cope can sometimes be in that resources, because our resources are not just material. All right, well, we'll take those ones. Under the deck here, progressions, number 56, journey. Timing here. The timing of something is now coming. It's like the time that you have to wait from seed to germination to planting to harvest ultimately, and then reseed and harvesting seeds. This progression and journey is talking about all of the little steps that have gone into the creation of this new empowered self, and it's showing things are coming to fruition, things that have been set in motion from long previously, further in the past. You know what I'm getting at. So in this deck, the astrology deck, we've got that resources in the second house. We've got number 51, conjunction, showing this flock of what looks to be Canadian geese to me. And it seems the setting sun here. It's almost like, well, let's keep going here before I explain them all together. Look at this Vesta card. If you're not aware of Vesta, you can check that out. Vesta is the sacred hearth, which is sacred flame that can be seen as being inside of all of us, so that sometimes could be the childlike spark, the spark of the divine within us that is being kept and nurtured. There's something here to do with the ring as well. There's this halo created here behind there, and it's those rainbow colors. Remember, we're talking about the third eye with this as well. It's as though there's this cleansing, release and cleansing, and maybe you're receiving divine downloads, or something is, messages are being received in some type of a way, and this is creating an awakening process here. It may be in conjunction with other people or synchronistic events that are coming into play. Maybe you're gathering with groups that, whether these are new groups in your life or a resurgence of previous groups, it seems like the group is picking up where it left off. There's a group migration here being shown. They're flying in formation, which is talking about the synergy that goes in, and that many hands or many feathers actually create that uplift. And the further back that you are on the V as a goose flying, the easier it is. You're in the slipstream and being carried by that lead goose, and then they actually rotate out when the lead goose becomes fatigued. They slip out of formation and new geese flock in, and she goes to the back and gets the easy ride for a little bit. Very neat. And that seems to be coming into play here to the dynamics here. You're able to connect with more of your inner charisma here and enjoy the alliances that are there for you. I'm seeing at the end here, number 3 is cross-pollinate Gemini with this bee gathering nectar. And again, we're talking about that setting the self up for the harvest here a little bit. And then the bees talking about that community. And we could talk about hive mind versus the synergy that they have in their particular group dynamic too. There's 2 cards of very, very high functioning groups here. I also want to just mention that the second house and Gemini are adjacent sort of energies here. So it's talking about maybe using yourself to gather and consolidate and simplify your life and resources, and to enable yourself to focus in on something that really truly matters to yourself, and being able to be enabling yourself to find some type of niche within your groups, and that by sharing the resources, sharing the information and the messages that you're all in receipt of, you're going to find some synergistic stuff that can, whether it's just to inspire you or create a new idea for yourself, or to find some type of barter or way that you can serve each other's needs, or your strengths and weaknesses being what is the word I want to say, to work together. Ready but waiting is under the deck. So yeah, I think that's a really great start. We have efficiency under the deck. Yeah, clearly, or popping out of the deck. It's talking about by focusing in on what you prefer and connecting with groups and finding what everybody else cares most about, it's a much more efficient way to connect, and the community becomes more empowered, and the dynamics are multi-level service to each other and to the self, which is elevating and uplifting and creates this further delight. It's like the treasure trove. And this person looks a little bit reserved and stoic. It's like they're untrusting, and it's almost like that urge I was getting to hold back here with the vessel thing. It's like we have to treat the body with lots of respect, of course, to be able to be self-caring for this material plane, to allow yourself to really solidify and stabilize those really deep messages from beyond, perhaps. And for whatever reason, I am a child of the Disney generation, perhaps, but it just reminds me of this. Ursula had taken the Little Mermaid's voice and put it into some kind of conch shell looking thing. Is that the right? It's a spiral looking shell. And it's just like, perhaps this reservation is coming from wounds of the past, where some type of some type of situation taught you to withhold your energy, shield or mask or shape shift your energies into something more socially acceptable or what somebody wanted to see from you. Some kind of fawning response here. Because then I'm seeing this too in this fragments. So you still could have come across quite empowered uh, with just having certain fragments of yourself that were withheld from view or only allowed here with this group but not here at work, for instance, your hobbies and work life being separate, or friends and family or loved ones in other ways. You get what I'm saying. So this fragments card, she's got an eye on her hand, but she almost looks to me as though she's got a defensive hand up, as though she's either shielding her awareness of something because there's these eyes all over it, or it looks like a high priestess card with a phoenix across the brow and in the hair. There's the fragments card. Okay, to explain what I'm getting at is the fragments card to me, it's where multiple situations have occurred, whether you subscribe to past lives or all in this life. Different situations have come in and split the concepts of self in such a way to compartmentalize aspects of yourself and judge some as okay and others as the shadow. And then this is talking about the need for someone to recollect all of the self and gather all of the projections or leaked energies and recall all of that energy to the self. And it looks like that's what's happening here with this graduation. Look at that renewal card coming up for us. Beautiful. And that rainbow here coming out is, it's like this, this shell, this spell has been dispelled and broken free. And you see that circle over here. Looks like it recalling and reclaiming here. And see how this rainbow energy, by getting back into alignment and recollecting all of the self back into the center of the sacred temple here, is renewing the energies. All of the chakra energies are starting to ebb and flow and recalibrate, I want to say. And I saw that Vesta is stationing within the next day or so of this reading and will be going direct. And shortly thereafter, we'll see her moving from the signs of Gemini, which is on the table, into the sign of Cancer before, continuing the journey. We've got a lot of astrology. I won't do that in the Daily Dharma. It tends to take too long, but I'll get one more card here. Balance. Okay. And then we were just talking about Gemini, and look at these two looking so twin-like here, the red and the blue. Somewhat counter energies, but very balanced. I'm seeing the earth. I'm seeing a sort of, whether it's a being or some kind of lizard type of a structure. Look at what's underneath the soil there. To me, it almost calls into my mind ancestors and loved ones or important vital people to our life narrative that have died and are no longer on this plane. And then these two are almost coming together with complementary gifts that are allowing for allowing for this new dynamic to emerge and more profit. So this may be somebody coming into your life to enable you to walk on a new career venture, self-employment, side hustle, something like that, because it looks very earthy. I know many of you viewing here may be the types that are into very spiritual quests. This can be part of your master calling in life, and something you've been building into your life for a long time. It may be something that your ancestors or your family lineage or the karma in your family of incarnation has sort of inspired your soul to take part in. And to me, it looks like there's this renewal of the earth, some way of giving back very materially to the earth, the water, the soil, the air. And that quite literally you could be working to cross-pollinate with other individuals across other homesteads, for instance. I know that's been a theme over the recent movements of folks that are getting into more sustainable lifestyles. And it seems like that's a very collective theme that we're all responding to in one way or another. So this is my blended deck, inspired by one of my favorite tarot readers out there. And let's just get a few more cards, and then we'll close out the reading with an oracle from the blended Kali and Kuan deck. So, okay, we get the number 14 deck, which is Drifter, experiencing life as it comes. It's almost like coming down the chute, I want to say, or it's maybe where it has been experiencing things as they come, trying very hard to just go with things, to follow spirit's insights and intuition, listening to those messages, having gone as far as you felt like you could have gone in any direction, and just waiting for that release, it looks like to me here. And it seems like the light is coming up, but that it seems like it's in a very busy intersection of multiple consciousnesses coming together in some type of a group dynamic, whereby each one of these little insets here might be someone else coming up from their dark alley, and all these people or entities coming into some type of space in the center, ships passing in the night here. So that may have some special resonance for you. I was seeing a lot of 22s there on the timer. Sky Dancers, Surrender. What a beautiful card to come with Drifter, especially I wasn't getting any laziness from that Drifter card. It was kind of this feeling of surrender, like show me the way, just taking the time for the healing. And as Sky Dancers, it's a very dragonfly energy, and I did notice the dragonfly in the sky here. It's like this passed on loved one, perhaps for you, was one that maybe had this dragonfly energy and is almost showing up in little snippets in nature, little glimmers and shiny things, in order to entice you to move in a certain way. And when I say move in a certain way, I was initially thinking of like, come this path, this thing inspires you, pay attention to this. But then I was seeing someone actually moving their body in a new way, whether that's through dance or yoga or some other type of exercise practice like martial arts. And then we get flow. Oh, this is so beautiful. Okay. And the flow is that water element again that's coming through. It's like in the moment where we have this cleansing and renewal of the third eye, in the course perhaps of the dark of the night, the full moon, whatever it might be for you, maybe some type of holy water cleansing ritual. When is Wisak? That Buddhist ceremony. Is that in February? Um, Anyways, whatever your beliefs are or your interest to research um, other things, it to me looks like somebody who is in a meditative state, in a state of shifting energies in energy work practice. Maybe you do some of that or are seeing a practitioner. Uh, Perhaps something to do with water is very, very cleansing for you, even if that just ends up being your own personal cleansing time in the shower. Uh, Underneath the deck, you've got to be kidding me. Soul retrieval is exactly what we were talking about with that fragments card. And it's the butterfly that is busting forth from that cocoon state. That cocoon is represented here in the drifter card. And the bursting forth is this renewal here where it's recollecting into that sacred hearth space, the sacred center. Um, the journey is coming to a new phase. It's like the difference between seed and the leaf bursting forth and the flower that becomes the fruit. It's a complete level change. It's a quantum leap in operation, and from that point, there's an opportunity for first to get through the portal. It's the recollection. It's consolidating energy and simplifying life and pulling the energy in. And then once through the portal, it becomes more lateral and expansive energy at that new level, right? The critical mass has to gather speed under restriction circumstance before pushing forward and blooming or fruiting. Do you see how those things push? So that's what I'm seeing. Let's close us out with a card from the blended Kali or Kuan Yin deck and see what does Spirit want us to know going forward. So thank you so much. The Daily Dharma is definitely something close to my heart and soul, and I hope that you enjoy it. My apologies for staying away so long. Life is life. Blessings of the Moon Maiden, number 2 wants to come out, and this depicts Kuan Yin as the Moon Maiden with a white rabbit in her grasp and a nice peaceful look on her face. And under the deck, that peaceful look becomes a full-blown smile with Princess of the Autumn Harvest. And there we have our number 22 that I saw on the counters earlier, I think. So Autumn Harvest, this is talking about the blush of the Moon Maiden is the seed process where I see her. She's like casting her seeds in water here. And even maybe watching the moon cycles for the best days to do certain things, like whether you're going to socialize or you're going to do literally sowing seeds, or you can work with the moon cycles, signs, and other things. So maybe that's something that you're doing, but it looks to me on the basic level like something that has seeds that have symbolically been sown are in the process of coming to harvest, and this is going to create something that will stabilize both your finances, your relationships, your niche within groups, and will be something very exciting that you have waited quite a long time for, and it is just time for that. So before getting to that point, it looks like you're in a state of nice surrender, listening, receiving mode, and taking your time to take back your energy here. I hate to look under here, but we've got me tax in expectation, but I wanted to show you these two together. The fragments coming back into the cocoon, and then me tax repairing the mind, body, and spirit connection. It's just beautiful. So I hope that helps. I'm looking forward to doing this more often, and then maybe I'll do them a little bit slow, faster. So take care for now, and I look forward to being back. Bye, all.